Like he forced this poor man to take credit. Nasty white people.
Nasty, nasty, nasty.
Nasty white people.
Bad, bad white man.
Thank you, nasty white people.
He's he's a bad man.
He's a
He's a
stinker.
bad, bad man.
You bad, bad man.
Don't.
Welcome to Chatterpod, where ideas take flight. Join us as we explore thought-provoking discussions, inspiring growth, and celebrating the power of ideas.
All right. Welcome back to Chatterpod. My name is Jeremy.
Name's Manny.
My name is Grant.
On today's episode of Chatterpod, would you rather have to survive a zombie apocalypse or an alien invasion?
I thought we've already done this one.
I don't think so.
Did we?
I swear we have.
I really don't think so. This is a.
I don't know.
I would remember zombie apocalypse versus alien invasion.
Zombie apocalypse was in question. I swear to God it was. I'd rather do an alien invasion because I'm just trying to get probed. You know.
Well, you can get probed without
course
an
you
alien
would.
invasion. You can get
I'd
probed in a
rather be
zombie
from aliens.
apocalypse.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I know
Not
a
that kind of
zombie that
way.
would
That's not
love to talk
infections.
to you.
Yeah. I
sorry-
know a few
I'm
zombies too.
Look, I'm sorry to bring up your personal life, but why don't you ask your fiance to do it? I mean, you get pegged.
She's not an alien though.
Not alien, no.
No, I mean, she could be adventurous.
But
We
she's
don't
not an
know.
alien.
I'm not saying she has to be an alien.
She has papers.
Thank you.
I have a lot of medication on my table.
Yeah. All right, so I think I'd pick a zombie apocalypse. I think it'd be more fun.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, I think it would be more fun logistically. What about you, Manny?
I have to go with zombie apocalypse as well. I mean, think of all the freedom you could be able to
Exactly.
do in your
I know.
See, with an alien invasion, the
neighborhood.
government still exists until everyone's dead. You
Well,
know?
I was just saying alien invasion because I was like, it's my quickest out.
Oh, loser.
Zombie apocalypse, I'm chilling, bro.
Well,
Like, I'm 100.
I mean, you're in New
I mean,
Jersey,
not really.
so I mean, there's a high density population pretty close. So I mean, either of these, it's pretty quick end for you.
That's true.
Ever seen War of the Worlds?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Something like that.
It's just like that. What are you talking about? It sounds just like that. Dude, those horns in War of the Worlds were awesome. All right, while we're talking about War in the Worlds, a little transition to. You guys see what's happening in the East?
No, what's happening in the East?
Oh my goodness, let me inform you.
Please
I am by
do.
no means an expert on the situation or the troubles that are happening or the strife between the peoples, but Palestine, Hamas, that entire area, um, did attack Israel the other day with a volley of about 5,000 um, missiles fired on Italy at like 6 a.m. in the morning. It was a surprise attack. Israel has declared to show Palestine, what's now known as Hamas, what hell is. Um, the
Boy.
Hamas side of the fight of the conflict dropped 250 soldiers on a festival in Israel,
Oh my God.
killing 9 Americans. So America has pledged complete aid to Israel in response.
Oh, here it comes.
And as long as Germany doesn't get involved, we're okay. Because they have the World War spell.
Yeah.
They have the World War spell slot. I don't think any other nation on the planet has quite unlocked that skill tree yet, so we should be all right worldwide. But no matter all jokes aside, terrible. It's a terrible thing that's happening. many innocent civilians have lost their lives. It's kind of terrible that our world leaders continue to start wars, continue to cause pain and
Money,
suffering
money,
and
money,
grief,
money, money, money.
all over greed, money. Um, it's so awful. I know me personally, I don't have any problems with anybody, right? I look around this beautiful blue world of ours, and I am willing to shake hands, give every single nation and person on this planet a hug. You know, there's no hate in my heart towards anyone, any culture, any civilization, anything. And I feel like the majority of the world's population feels the same way. The vast majority has no problems with anybody else on this planet, but we have so many people who rise to power with greed and ego in their hearts that they just cause problems, create conflict and pain and suffering, and it's got to end sooner rather than later. You know, later means another world war, and I don't want my kids to have to grow up in a world where I don't have kids yet, but I don't want my future kids to have to grow up in a world where they have war looming over their heads. You know, where scarcity and terror is like the main thing on the social menu.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want to be happy and get along.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, Grant?
Oh, with everything going on.
Well, not even just everything, just like how it works, like how the wheel keeps turning and crushing the weak and powerless.
I don't know, man.
How
That's
about you get off your phone?
I'm not
Oh, you messing with your wrist? How's that feeling?
good.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a conflict person.
Yeah.
I'm not even an argument person. I'm a kill it with kindness, and that I think the whole world should learn to love and let be love. Um, but it will never be like that because will always be one person in power that wants to create anarchy. And there will be always that one evil apple or that one bad apple. Or all those attaboys get blown away by one oops, metaphorically speaking. So it's hard.
It's awful. I've said awful like 100 times, but it really
You
is.
did.
Manny, what do you think?
You just change your
I have
word
to say,
choices.
You're right.
I have to say, I agree with Grant. I'm not really a conflict person either, although there are times when situations present themselves and you can't really avoid it. You have to
Mhm.
confront it head on.
Mhm.
I will admit, I will admit you have to give your input on it, but at the end of it all, if there is a peaceful solution, maybe we can all agree to it and hopefully we can get out of this without any bloodshed or losing anything entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Mhm.
I say if a world leader wants to fight another country or world leader, I think they should have to get in a boxing match and dish and brawl.
Might as well.
That's best, better than what happens now, where they send our sons and daughters and brothers and
Yeah.
sisters over to fight for someone that doesn't
So,
know they exist.
Yeah.
You know, and then our children get caught up in the collateral damage. Obviously,
Right.
us as Americans are pretty fortunate, extremely fortunate, that all these wars that happen aren't on our doorstep. Um, Obviously, there's been a few incidents, but the vast majority of civilian casualties haven't been Americans, and I'm grateful for that, but also heartbroken
Mhm.
that it's a thing that so many people have to live in fear of.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You know, I'm watching this, the footage of what's going on in Israel and that area. You know, I see it on my social media, and people running for their lives, just regular people like you and me who are going to the grocery store. They're going to pick up, milk or or whatever. Maybe they're gonna bake cookies with their kid that night, and the sirens start going off and missiles are going over their heads. Like they didn't sign up for that.
Mhm.
They
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
care.
yeah.
They don't care about where the border is,
No.
about who's in charge, who's controlling the oil fields.
Right.
All they care about is the people at their dinner table and those in their heart.
Right,
That's
right,
the
right.
most
I hear
important.
you.
It just sucks that there's so much greed and ego and pride. What do you think it would take to unite the world?
Eliminate the ego.
Oh, I mean,
That's all I'm gonna say.
what physical thing, possible thing would it take?
I don't know. I don't think there will be something like that. I think we're too human for it to be like that.
You don't think if aliens came down?
Okay, yeah, sure. You just,
Well,
maybe something.
that's okay. Aliens coming down are way more likely in getting rid of ego.
Yeah,
I think.
true.
I think the ego's just so. Your hand okay, bud?
Yeah.
All right, you're just a little distracted by it. What do you think, Manny? What could happen to cause or create unity?
Well, unfortunately, there isn't. I have to agree with Grant again. There isn't a peaceful solution to be found. I mean, let's be real here. We're humans, so we're just like fickle beings. We all have ego. We all have the stroke of power where we long desire. And all I can say is that if the world government could actually come together where all I can say is like if they could all resolve the economy, the war crimes, things like that. If there is ever a solution like that, they they can all decide upon that, and hopefully they can resolve each and every country's problems from
Mhm.
hunger, from famine, things like
Mhm.
that. But
Mhm.
if there
Yeah, I
is
hear
a
you, man.
solution, if there is a solution, it hasn't shown himself, or if it has, these people have not seen it. Even if it's right in their faces, they still haven't seen it, or at least make a decision upon it yet.
Yeah.
That's fair. No, I agree with what you're saying.
It would definitely take a earth-shattering kind of event. You know, I think I was gonna say like a near extinction event, but I think at that point that would be even people would get even more divided.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah, you
legitimate
have
anarchy. That's
yeah, exactly.
yeah. I mean,
dystopian, and no, no, like.
you and everyone else who's seen the 100, The Walking Dead, and any TV show that's based on apocalyptic situations, you all have to realize that if the end of the world has happened and there are some survivors on there, there's not going to be any peaceful solution. Everyone's going to be fighting for territories.
Well, I'd say judging based off of television shows aren't a very good way to do it because if they had everyone getting along, that wouldn't be very entertaining.
That is true, but
Yeah.
you know,
But I do understand what you're saying. You know, art does reflect reality often. It definitely has a hold. But here is my cry to the leaders of our world: stop being little bitches, bruh. Just share cookies, man. There's plenty of cookies in the cookie jar. Don't go taking your neighbor's cookies.
I want a cookie.
And if you don't have any cookies, I'll make you some fucking cookies.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on, be real.
Yeah.
All right, let's transition to another kind of morbid topic, but it can be a positive depending on how you use such a tool. Um, in this digital age, um, like you really have to balance your screen time, um, with your real life connections, right? Um, staying off your phone. I feel I do a bad job of that.
Same here. I feel like almost everyone does.
I definitely
Me,
Yeah.
me too. Yeah.
You know, I do spend a good amount of time with the people in my life. Um, but often it's we're watching TV, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Spending
how
time with
often is what
friends.
anyone ever does together now not included the technology?
Yeah, it's a screen.
Unfortunately.
No, yeah. I mean, we try to do stuff. We try to go to the parks and take hikes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Absolutely.
But there's that serotonin rush from that you get from instant pleasure from scrolling on your device.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
the more so we talk about our generation, the amount of trauma we had, um, the amount of trauma we had just growing up,
Yeah.
just living, and not even to do with the bad things that happened, right?
Right.
Just just how we were exposed to unfiltered social media.
Well, yeah, that's how we all unfortunately wrongfully learned about a digital footprint
Yeah,
and the
and it's
reality
like
of it.
and alcohol, right? Alcohol affects and marijuana and all that stuff affects your brain if you use it before your brain's fully developed, right?
Hmm.
Researchers showed that your cell phone affects your brain significantly more than uh, those substances. So these kids that are getting these smartphones in elementary school, like I can't imagine how their brain thinks, you know, and how
Yeah.
dark the world seems, how dull the world seems. They
Yeah.
see all this flashy lifestyles on their phone, and they go outside to go ride their bike, and they're like, "Oh, this is lame." I remember,
This is real D. Whoa, I want an upgrade.
whoa, I almost like I
What,
can touch it.
dude?
Well, no, I mean like I know you do this, and I've done this plenty of times. You see, crazy lifestyles on social media, and you're
Oh
like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
can't
I know.
I wish my life
Why
was like
can't I
that?
do that? Yeah,
Now
I know. I envy that shit.
imagine seeing that since you gained your consciousness. You know,
What do you mean?
well, everyone. I feel like a majority of people have a point in their life when they realize they realize they're alive and that life's like a thing. Gaining your consciousness. I remember
Okay.
mine. I was like 2 or 3. Um, when you like really become a person. Like switch off autopilot and stuff. But imagine having a screen in front of you, like 24/7 since then. Always being able to see these crazy lives and crazy stuff. And it's like, oh man, bro. Whew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna with my kids. Once I have kids, they're not gonna be an iPad kid. We're not bringing an iPad with us to a restaurant. They're not
I won't.
sitting on
I'll
an
try my
iPad in the
best not to do that
car.
either.
We're gonna play. We played I Spy as growing up when we were taking car rides. I
Hmm.
Spy this. You do the license plate game, and there's just so many better ways to pass time while making connections with people,
Hmm.
rather than
Uh,
sitting on an iPad and watching a freaking show.
we all should follow that example from one high school teacher where they all before they all started class, they all handed in their cell phones. Pretty much put them in a basket or at least in like one of those tool pockets that they have in the door.
Oh yeah,
And for the entire class, well, not the, I'm pretty sure it's not for the entire day, but for the entire class, they all participated and they all got involved in the class rather than, sneaking under their desk or looking through their cell phone underneath their desk tables and just distracting themselves.
yeah. And even
We
if you're
should
not
we should
trying to,
all follow that example.
yeah, and even if you're not looking for your phone, you can still feel it in your pocket. And if you feel like a text go off, you're like, oh, I wonder what that is, and you're removed from the moment, right?
Yep.
You're learning something, and then your phone goes bzz, bzz. You're not at that moment. You're not listening to the teacher. You're not engaging with those around you. You're now I wonder what that was. Oh,
Yeah.
could it have
Yeah.
been? Could it be that? Could it be my crush? Could it be um something happened. Yada yada yada. It's wild. I think it'd be a good idea probably because they do have the tools on phones to help you with screen time, right? Putting limits. It might be
Oh yeah.
something I'm thinking about. I mean, that is something I'm thinking about doing. For a class, my girlfriend had to block her social media apps, right?
Okay.
So like YouTube,
Right.
Instagram, yada. So she gave me her phone. And I'm like, okay, we're doing this. So we blocked the apps. Not sure what her consensus is yet. She definitely missed them. But was more engaged and I feel like she thought she was more engaged in life.
Did you do it too with her or no?
Oh no,
Okay.
I did not. I should have. That's why it got me thinking I should.
Okay, gotcha.
Man,
And maybe it might be
so much downtime that I just pulled my phone. out.
21 days. 21 days, make it a habit. Learn
Yeah.
something new. All it takes is 21 days, they say. That's what it takes factually to obtain the brain knowledge to make it a habit.
All right. So this is kind of a deep episode. I'm starting to realize.
It is. I mean, at least there's really nice lo-fi music playing on the stream.
Oh, that's good. That's helpful.
It is.
All right. So let's switch over to like work-life balance and harmony.
Oh shit.
Grant's work-life balance right now is amazing. Pretty perfect. Spending a lot of time at home with the people he loves, with his dog.
Mostly my
He has an
dog.
unfortunate accident with his wrist, so he can't work right now. But I'm sure he's going stir crazy.
I hate it, honestly. It just sucks because it's like worrisome, and then it's like again, it's like a domino effect or like a ripple effect. Like it piles on things and things like change.
Yo, fuck Henry Ford.
Oh, from the
You know,
yeah.
he said 4-day weeks,
Oh, I know.
and then he made the 5-day work weekend for like his factory, and people realized, oh, they're making so much money because they're producing so much, and everyone slowly switched to the 5-day work week. Fuck you, Henry Ford. Come on, man. 3-day work weekend, 3-day weekends every week. Golly, bro.
Sweaty.
Sweaty indeed. And I know there's a lot of countries that prioritize home life really really like substantially. I know Spain. I'm not sure exactly what Spain does. I learned about it once, read about it once. They put a huge stress on going home. So like almost nobody stays late for work. Or like works extra hours. I know a lot of
Yeah, I thought there's
companies.
like I thought Spain had like a universal like time where like everyone actually like stopped, took a break
Well, during
on certain
lunch,
days, something like that. Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
stops
yeah.
working, and they'll go home and eat. A lot of places, a lot of companies go home with their families and eat, and spend like an hour and a half, and then they'll go back to work. I think could be a different country, but I think that's how it works.
Yeah. No, there's one like they ranked them. There's like I know Japan or China's in it too, and it's because they got the
Japan's
paternity leave at like 72 weeks or something like that. It's like the highest.
Japan's though. If you're not pregnant,
Something's like 96 or something like that. Yeah.
if you're not pregnant, it's so bad.
Yeah. I know.
Like I think, but they don't actually work more than Americans.
Okay.
But the stress on working is
I know.
way
That's like 20
heavier.
times harder. Yeah.
Um, their work stress is way higher than Americans.
Yeah.
But Americans work average 110 hours more than the Japanese a year, which isn't really all that much. It's just a few days,
Right.
handful of days, but it's a lot of time you could be spending, at home with
I know.
your
Again,
wife.
and that's what I think is upsetting. Like, I hope one day that America like wants to realize that okay, if we look at the reality of um, workplace wellness or overall like lifetime wellness, and how to increase like longevity,
Mhm.
there's a gajillion things you can do. Tons of small little things you can do in workplaces, in homes, in normal environments, wherever, including schools, to literally drastically improve the lasting of our lives and the future of everyone.
Yeah.
And then they don't. They just don't.
Of course not. That would make too much sense.
Right.
And that would means they would have to sacrifice some of their profit.
Absolutely. And yep, it all comes down to the evil. But
Yep. It's
yeah,
greed, bro. Greed and ego.
I know. It's bad. It's a
What do
shame,
what do
and
what do
it's
you think is worse, ego or greed?
unfortunately, since I'm a psych major, I'm gonna tell you the ego I think is the worst.
I think it's
I don't
greed.
like it at all.
I think it's greed. I think
The
good
greed
things
stems
can
from
come from
ego.
ego. I think good things can come from ego. I don't feel like any good thing can come from greed.
There's a book I listened to that wanted to placate the idea that the ego in itself intrinsically wasn't evil. The idea of the ego in itself was to more or less be a sort of like a bully big brother.
Yeah, it's a driving factor
So
of your psyche.
it's to brutalize you to do things and to all sort of like beat you up when you could have done it.
Hmm. Yeah. I
But
think.
again, it's also not the greatest thing to have
Oh
to
no,
listen to.
it's bad. The ego can be bad,
Yeah.
but without ego, we wouldn't be where we are in the world.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree.
Things might be better, things might be worse. We could be extinct, maybe not.
No idea, because you got to think about the id, the ego, and the superego.
Yeah. It's wild, bro. The human brain, bro.
It is awesome.
But I do think that um, average wage should go up. Work hours worked should go down. And
Mm-hmm.
time spent at home should also go up.
I should. Yeah, I do.
Okay, moving on. Or Mandy, do you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, bro.
Let me voice out my opinions. I have to agree with you, Jeremy. Um, greed is not really the best thing. I'd say ego can be used for a certain good and certain evil, I'd have to say, but mostly greed, not that good at all. I mean, people would sacrifice anything, even maybe the lives of their loved ones, just for a slice of money.
There are definitely people that would, 100%.
Yeah, you can't you can't really say that. I mean, sure, you can say that ego is an enemy, but it's nowhere near as devastating or as cruel as greed.
Sidebar: Do you think you could realistically spend $100 billion in your lifetime?
Me,
I'm pretty sure
realistic.
it's factually like, yeah. I think someone could, but isn't it like statistically like the theory of doing that is like disgusting? Like it's like
I I mean unless you started giving people like every single person you saw on the streets like $1 million homes, I don't think you could.
right. That's some like I thought it was like factually like almost like said it wasn't like basically possible
Like
or
Elon
something
Musk,
like
if he were
that.
to pull all of his money out right now, you know, cold hard liquid cash,
Yeah,
theoretically
yeah,
speaking,
right,
technically speaking, he couldn't. But like if he was able to, what
right.
is he at, like $270 billion,
I think so.
something like that? I don't
I think
think he
no.
could.
I think it's like 1.2 trillion.
No, no, no. That's his
No.
company's market cap.
Okay, okay, okay,
It's different than
okay, okay, okay.
uh yeah. I don't think he could spend it all.
No, I don't think so either.
Like you could buy. I mean, rockets used to cost like 70 billion, right? And that's expensive.
Yeah,
But I can't buy a rocket. You know.
I can't either.
I mean, if I had $100 billion, I'm sure I could figure out a way to buy a rocket. But like, still, the first things I'd do is get a nice car, get a nice house, get my mom a nice house, get, you know, pay off my family's debts, set up college funds for um, my kids, my kids' kids, my kids' kids' kids, my cousins, my cousins' kids. Set up 4 generations worth of college funds for everyone, right? Everyone in my family, and
So you're creating generational income.
yeah. So then you'd still have $99.9 billion.
Right.
You wouldn't even scratch that first billion with that.
Right.
It's so much money. And to picture people running around with 280 of them, $280 billion, wild. Should not happen.
That's
It shouldn't happen.
well. That's why. I mean, honestly, if it were me, I do basically majority of what you said. But I also
I also donate.
I wouldn't have created the. I would have not created the generational wealth because I didn't think about that. That's something you thought about. That's how you think. I would have just given all the money to like I would have stopped homelessness. I would have ended poverty.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
That's all I
a
would
great
have done.
one.
I would have ended poverty straight up.
Buy a huge swath of land. Start
That's all I do.
development.
Yep. Buy tons of land. I'd find some way to re-institutionalize anyone that need to be re-institutionalized, stuff like that. Try to like I would just powerhouse love.
I would lobby the hell out of worldwide governments
Yeah.
to do what I wanted them to do, which would be create bills and laws that actually benefit the people instead
Right.
of the corporations.
Yeah.
But I mean, what would you do if you magically found $100 billion in your account, Manny,
Yeah, bro.
and it was all legal, so you don't have to worry about like anything?
Well, first and foremost, if it wasn't legal, there are so many things I could do with illegal money, especially blood money. There's so many things I could do. My mind is just going nuts right now. But since it is all legal, I go with Grant, and I'd have to end poverty, or at least in this case, I would help end world hunger. I give everyone food so that they they can feed their bellies. That way they don't have to. That way they wouldn't have to starve and kill themselves out of dying of hunger. Probably build them sustainable housing for at least until they can all maintain their studies or at least find a decent job. Well, now that's impossible, but if the economy were to simply get better, I would help them build sustainable housing and feed them. That way they wouldn't have to suffer as they are suffering right now at this very moment.
Yeah, develop hundreds of small communities, you know, um,
Yes.
and have local gardens and farms on them.
Yeah, you start creating your like hydroponics and
Yeah,
self-sustaining
like
on like little villages, bro. You fucking
hire people.
kill
Yeah,
it. You'd redo the entire infrastructure of the government.
hire people to, for those things. So the homeless, right? You put them in there,
Yeah.
and then you have teachers and educators that know about farming and self sustaining. Teach those communities, right?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
once those all people are trained, then that community now is self sufficient. And you can
Yes.
still they can trade what they grow for commodities and things, and they can get jobs, obviously. But if they don't want to have a job, they can just farm that little freaking land like it was for our forefathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what what's something that just if you experience it instantly makes you nostalgic?
What do you mean by that?
Nostalgic, like it makes. Here, I'll pull up the definition. I don't remember it by heart.
Takes you back, gives you that sense of feeling, a certain time frame back when you felt good.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
nostalgia
recollection.
is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past. Um, so like for me, the biggest thing is sometimes I'll just be like walking around life, and like I'll smell like the smell of my childhood home, right? And you just like, hit in the face by it, and you're like, whoa.
Any like bonfires or like burn barrels, that
Yeah.
smoke and then that goes all throughout, and you can smell like it, and it just smells like
Today, today at work,
oh.
today at work, someone microwaved some food, and I like instantly went back to like when I was 5. Like it smelled.
That's awesome.
I don't know what it was. I didn't ask. I didn't want to like intrude. They were having their lunchtime, and I didn't want to be like, "Yo, what is that?"
What did
Um,
it be doing there,
But
bro?
I was instantly like taken back. It was crazy. Or
Yeah.
like shows I watched when I was younger. Isn't smell like the thing that's most closely attached to memory?
Pretty much, yes.
Like I think I learned that somewhere.
Yeah. So the nose, it's like the sensory receptors, if I'm correct, goes directly to the brain. And then the reason why you taste is because you smell. So that's why they say like, oh, if you were to like close your nose or hold your breath or something like that, then try to eat something, it's supposed to like not taste like anything.
Yeah. But like explain your sight then, huh? That goes directly to your brain.
Well, my sight's pretty fucked, so it's pretty fucked in the brain too.
Insane in the membrane. Insane is the brain.
Pain in the membrane.
Anybody else have something that's nostalgic? I can't explain that smell though. I don't. Other than it smelled like childhood.
It smells like
I
childhood.
don't know what
I
it
mean-
smelled like other than that description.
It's hard. It's really hard to explain. But if you had that childhood experience when you were little, smelling that smell in the air, of course is gonna be nostalgic
Dude,
because
fresh cut grass.
It's pretty good.
yeah,
Pine like pine wood. That's another one for me.
you must. Yeah. Or I don't know how this is just gonna be weird, but for me, apparently, either it's firewood or for some reason in the air it smells like powdered milk. That's all I can say.
He longs for the titty.
Dehydrated.
I can let your mom know.
She's right here though.
Smooth jazz, W101, Bet FM.
You're the only one that can hear the music, bro.
I know. There's no one watching, I think, too. I think it's like one viewer, right?
It's okay.
Swag.
All right. What were some of like the weird trends you guys remember from growing up? I know there was the
Yo, remember Silly Bands?
Silly Bands, yeah. Dude, that guy made money.
Yo, for real,
He
for
really
real.
did.
Like the
He really
profit
did.
on those must have been like 99%.
Well, the guy TikToker or the Snapchat guy who goes something Dan, he goes up to
Oh,
guys
the
in
Wakari driver?
expensive
Yeah, I
cars.
saw that,
He
yeah.
literally walked up to the Silly Bands guy.
Yeah, I saw
You know,
that.
and they saw him in like in a disgustingly expensive car, and the guy was like, "Yo, I made literally like what your childhood was."
Yeah, dude, those things were wild.
Yeah.
I never. I mean, I did have some, but not really too many because I didn't. They were all right.
Yo, remember when you had to wear your girl's scrunchie when you were in a relationship?
No, that's just you in controlling relationships.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry about
I
that.
don't know. I saw other boyfriends in my school wearing
Also
scrunchies.
in controlling relationships, or maybe it was a trend. Maybe it was a trend in your school.
I don't know. This is a trend
I
in
don't
my
think it was a
school.
trend in mine. You guys remember like the mannequin challenge?
Yeah, I do.
That was fun.
Remember turtling people's backpacks?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What else?
What
Pantsing? Was
that
pantsing a thing for you
Was
guys
that,
at
was
all
that
at
a
any
trend?
point?
Was that a trend for you guys?
I don't know. It was a trend. It had to
definitely
be a trend for me
something
because pantsing was huge in my school. It's ginormous.
What
It was
about
definitely something people did, but it was never a trend in ours.
dunking over people? It was a thing in my
dunking
high
over
school
people.
Yeah.
where they grab on one shoulder, then they just
Yeah.
jump over you, or at least just like put their upper body over you and just like be like, I dunked you, or like, man, I was hooping on you, or whatever they would
Oh
say.
yeah, I remember her. I've heard of hooping on you.
Yeah.
You remember 5-starring?
Oh yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was a good one. Gotta love assaulting each other for fun. There
Five-star
was
beef.
the I mean, I don't think it was a trend. It's just boys being
Yeah, no.
psychos, kicking each other in the balls.
Really? What are you gonna say? Oh, that? Yeah, that I did that too. What about bloody knuckles?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys ever play with a nickel?
What?
Yes,
You put your hands
Oh
on the
yeah.
table. You put your knuckles
On the table,
and then you take the
and
nickel and you slide it.
you have a nickel. You place your 4 fingers up in front, thumb in the back with the nickel in hand, and then ready, and then
Yeah.
literally it's
We
like a
didn't
high
do
speed
this.
puck.
We didn't do this. We used our whole entire arm to send it.
Oh no, we made it more hood-like, where we just had our 4 fingers like that, and we used our thumb as pretty much like the hockey stick, and the
Nah, you
nickel was
guys
the
were, you
puck,
guys
and
were,
we just
you got
That's
see, yeah,
advanced. That's
it's
advanced.
advanced, yeah, but you're not achieving maximum velocity, you know.
we
You
were
you were,
getting close to there because we messed our knuckles up really
yeah, no,
bad.
those things, yeah, that definitely was a brutal game. And you got tennis
It was.
too. Um, what else was there? Oh, do you guys ever play Protect the President,
Yes.
Manny?
Like the president?
Grant, you want to
No,
explain
I don't.
Protect the President?
Can you explained it?
Get down,
I think
Mr.
that.
President!
I think he's gonna get attacked. I think we gotta get the president. We gotta get the president.
And you just tackle whoever was assigned to the president for that day
Yeah.
or time.
Jesus
It's like they were
Christ.
getting attacked, so and then so everyone that's playing, one person's president, everyone else is the Secret Service. And yeah, it was pretty great.
It's fun. I think that was like one of the funnest times I had. What about Manhunt?
Manhunt? What's that one?
Hide and seek tag?
Oh, you guys just lost the game.
Huh?
You just lost the game.
Huh?
You don't know that one?
No what?
Lost the
game.
game?
No what?
Doesn't matter if you don't acknowledge it, it still counts.
I'm not acknowledging anything.
You don't have to acknowledge it, it still counts.
Acknowledge what?
Okay, Manny, so the game is if
The person literally has to says it. They have to say, "What's the game?" or "Oh, why are you talking about some game?"
No, or if you hear it, you lose the game.
No, you don't have. No, you have. If you act absolutely passive to it and not respond to the game, you're okay.
You're responding to the game.
That's how we played. Now I am responding because I'm explaining it to Manny.
I know. I was trying to get
You started
I
explaining it
apologize.
too. We both lost.
Oh, I know.
Then
I brought it up. I acknowledged it by bringing it up.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, so there you go. So the game is just the
Okay,
game.
so that's the rules.
And if you
That's the
acknowledge
rule.
the game, respond about the game, ask about the game, talk about the game, you lose the game.
So it's pretty much it's pretty much just asking what is.
What
And
is the
then
game, or
you
just
pretty-
saying what? In our school, responding to it, anyone that said it at all, you lost. So like saying what, that was losing too for us. Obviously, rules change
Yeah.
depending on where you are. He was 1,000 miles from me, so that was one. Let's see, what else did we play? Any other trends from your school, Manny?
I forget what that one called. It's I think it's racquetball or whatever. But instead of using the actual
I have the
racket, we
official
had
rules.
no. We
Okay,
had
what's it?
just a blue wall ball and
Oh,
pretty much throwing it at the one
Oh, is
catching
that just
it.
wall ball, right? You're like tossing and you're like
Yeah.
you're trying to get to smack the person, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I played that.
We the catcher or whoever throws it the hardest. We're trying to avoid not getting hit. by
Yep.
it.
You ever play
That's as hard
Can
as
Jam?
hell.
Can Jam?
Can Jam.
Can Jam?
Can Jam?
Can Jam. It's
Mm.
literally like a cylindrical cone with like a slot in the center and a hole in the top and a hole in the bottom and a frisbee. And if you can literally get the frisbee in the center, you instantly win the game. I think you're supposed to get to like 21 points, and it's two people, you and the enemy, your teammate and the enemy. And if it's like win the game in the slot, 3 points if it goes in the top, 1 point if it touches it. Yeah, it's Can Jam. It's a legit thing. Also for the game, the official or the rules are relatively simple. I guess I don't know if they're official, but everyone is playing the game at all times. The objective of the game is to forget about the game. Whenever you think about the game, you lose, and you must announce your loss by saying "I lost" or "I just thought of the game."
Yep.
Once you lose, you enter a state of not playing the game until something triggers your memory of it again. The cycle that continues as you try to forget it about him once more.
Yep.
Should be like a. Should this just be like a religious between whoever we can get it between for the rest of our lives thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it should be a religion.
It
What
should be a
is?
religion. We
Forget.
should
Forget.
just call it the religion.
Yeah. Where they all have one question, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't have to. They wouldn't have to like go into a power play or a struggle or anything out of the ordinary. They would all just be what is.
Let's see. Childhood trends. There's nothing here. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing good here.
Ugh.
Got
Alright,
the stream at an hour.
Viewers, well, that's because we started the stream way before we started recording.
Got an hour and 6 minutes.
Viewers, if you have any other games that you remember playing, I'd love to, remember them if I had played them or if not, to hear about them.
Please let us know in the chat.
Dude, those things are
Oh
good.
yeah, you guys are being a little quiet. I want you guys to talk to me. Tell me how ugly I look
Like a
and what you want to hear and things like that.
like a bit. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap the
Gratitude.
we're not gonna wrap
Gratitude.
that yet. We still got 20 minutes to fill.
No.
Let's talk about budgeting, money, how to properly manage it, and
I might want to get my notebook because I might take notes.
go for it. He's not kidding. He's gonna take notes.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know. Geez, now you make me want to go for it. Now
Go for it.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Guys.
apparently.
I swear to God, this kid doesn't have that much of an IQ. He doesn't. I just like to give him the credit that he has this much IQ.
Okay, me and Mr. Paper Towel Ball, I guess, are gonna be the ones speaking. Hold on,
Who?
you'll see. I had a paper towel.
I swear to God. Just miserable. All I can think about is the fucking meatball. I'm the stupid meatball.
Higher IQ than Grant.
Ah, that doesn't hurt at all.
Let me give him his headset.
Yeah, give him a. Oh my God, boy, that's looking good.
It's actually just like one of those stretchy bands.
I can't write. This is so tough.
He said I can't write.
I can't. You guys should see left-handed writing currently.
It's probably.
Just
Okay.
type. It'll be better for you.
Firstly, we're gonna start off with credit cards. How to properly and improperly use these tools. And remember, a credit card is a tool, just like a drill is, right?
Wait. Credit card is
A tool.
a. Give me a second. Tool, just like a hammer.
Yeah, just like a hammer.
All right. Thank you. I remember this
Just like
next
a
time
hammer?
when I'm
It can build
building a
it can
shelf.
build great things like credit, or it can destroy your life like a hammer to the head.
Wow. Swag.
So obviously, mainly try to use credit cards on, gas, and like if you're going to holiday to go get a monster or something, say, okay, we're gonna use this credit card for this. A lot of people, if you start getting a good amount of money, where you can easily pay off $1,000, then you should start using credit cards to buy like laptops and cell phones and stuff like that. Because
Okay.
paying off your credit card builds credit. Paying off your credit builds credit. Simple as that. So if you're lower on funds, but you still want to continue to build your credit score, but you still have a little bit of inflow of money, if you're gonna go grocery shopping, and say you're about to get paid, right? Spend that $300 on the groceries, and then second you get paid, pay it off, right? Just because you have a minimum that you have to pay, does not mean you should just be paying that minimum. If you're able to pay more, pay it, because those credit cards have interest, right?
Yes, they do.
So the
Yes,
longer
they
you
do.
don't pay it, the more you're gonna pay. And for someone that uses their credit card a lot, it's just going to be an exponential increase. So you're going to be buying. Remember, the big takeaways of that is buy small items or things you know you can pay on credit cards, because you can instantly pay them back when you need to, or when you're able to. Obviously, if there's an emergency and you need to use your credit card to pay for a medical bill, go for it. That's a good use of it too, because that's a necessity. All right. Savings. Saving $50 a month between the ages of 21 and 40 will net you on average $1 to $2 million by the time you're 70. So the second you turn 40, you stop saving. Okay? In this hypothetical, if you saved $50 a month from the time you turn 21 to the time you turn 40, that compound interest would get you anywhere between a total of $1 to $2 million depending on your bank. Okay? And that's just saving $50 a month for 19 years. Okay? Now, saving's important, and here's the importance of saving early. If you save $50 a month between the time you're 40 and retirement age 72, that's 32 years, right? That's more time than saving. That's more than 19, obviously. 32 is a bit more than 19. That total for those 32 years will be significantly lower than just saving for 19 years. You'll probably have at most $700,000 in the account by the time you're 72 if you start saving when you're 40. And that's just saving $50 a month. So if you have the means to save $100 a month and the self-control to not touch it, put it in a retirement fund and leave it be, you're going to be significantly better off and live a very good retirement. $100, a lot of people do need all the money they make, right? And that's unfortunate. But if you are able to, put $5 away for one. If say you're running tight, put $5 away that month. If you have a good month, say you worked some extra overtime because they needed you at work, awesome. Put $100 in. Any little bit as early as possible is better. So a lot of people, especially Americans, have that mentality. I'm going to be making more money once I get a better job, right? And that better job could be 10 years from now. I'm proud of you. Yep. I don't know money. Yeah. 20 years from now, you might have a really, really good job. You might be making $100,000, $200,000 a month. Unless you're saving 90% of that money, 50% of that money, you're still gonna have less than if you start saving now.
Mm.
And you could also take those savings, and if you don't want to have it be compound interest, you could throw them into like a Roth IRA, which will invest it, and that money will compound even better. But you have the risk of the economy collapsing. But so that way you'll get interest plus investment. So if you're able to, and you have your 401ks, so make sure you're using that, taking advantage of the 401ks. You'll invest it too. You'll grow your money. But yeah, really, just, the biggest thing I could stress is just to save whatever you can. Get Starbucks one last time. I know that, and it's definitely not the boomer thing. Oh, stop getting Starbucks and avocado toast. They kind of have a point, not with how hard it is to live, but they have a point where saving money is important, and spending that $8 for a Starbucks coffee is not worth it in comparison to that $8 being worth $400 15 years from now, right? Because say you have a 1% interest, right? You have $10. If you have 1% APR, that means one year it compounds 1%. $10 in 1 year will be $11. Then one more
$1.
After 10 years, you'll have not just $10 more, you'll have an exponential increase. So, maths, you'll have probably $20, $25 of interest accrued. So you have $35 total from 10 after 10 years. Obviously, that seems small, but say you're doing $10 every month. That $10, $120 a year turned into $1,000. And then on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, save. Don't use your credit card when you don't need to. Build credit smartly. Right? Don't waste your credit. Make your payments. If you only can make the minimum payment, make sure you make it.
Okay.
Because credit going down looks bad. And having debt isn't a bad thing, as long as it's the right kind of debt. As long as that kind of having a debt from, let's say, like car debt and house debt, way different things.
Yeah.
Houses, they increase in value
Yep.
for the most part, unless you burn it down.
Yeah.
Cars decrease in value very fast.
Except for like the electric cars.
What cars?
The electric cars are like,
Electric cars decrease in value just
dude,
as
the
much.
Teslas are still selling.
Well-
Literally, 2016s and 2013s are still being sold for like 60K.
Well, I didn't know that. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
They would be selling like hotcakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. The majority of vehicles, the second you drive it off the lot, they lose a few $1,000s worth of value.
Right. Yep.
Right? A home, you buy that home, you could not take care of that home, and in 20 years it'll be worth more. Unless you really mess it up, it's gonna be worth more. So get assets.
If I can say something, like when you said earlier about having debts or not using the credit card in general, would that answer apply if you were to find an alternative means of payment? Say, for example, if you were doing installments, if you wanted to buy something.
Installments are good. Installments are good. Depending on whoever loans you that money.
Yeah, but also at the same time, like if you're looking to buy something and you don't want to have to pay the full price, you can do installments. It's just that way
okay.
it would be better for you. It would be better for you not to have to pay the full price. Like
as long as you pay it, yes. But with installments, oftentimes if you stop paying the installments, they'll send it to collections.
Yeah, they do. It gets you fucked.
Which will knock off about 100 points from your credit score.
Yeah. I do it a lot. I got a lot of installments.
So as long as you're paying it, you're good. You're good. And that's so there's multiple different kinds of credit. There's like your regular credit. I mean, they like if you're going to get a loan for something, a bank can see the two kinds of credit. If you're looking at your credit, you only see the one. It's like the collective average.
Right.
You have your day-to-day credit, which is using your credit card at a gas station and paying it off. And then you have your debt credit. So that's getting a car loan or a house loan and making those payments. Very different. Both important. So for that average person, having a credit card is important because they can see how this person is using it, but they're paying it back. That's great. It's really good. So make sure you do use it, but don't overuse it, and only use it for things you know you can pay back. That's your credit card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now loans, obviously, don't get a loan you know you can't pay.
Mm-hmm.
But loans definitely loans are able to become way larger. You can get a $100,000 loan, as long as you can pay it. The banks will love that. Your credit will love it, and the second, depending on where you live, credits. So I know in Minnesota they have outlawed when you finish paying off a loan, your credit lowers. Some places your credit lowers when you finish paying off a loan, but it's only like a few points, which is wild.
I've noticed that on mine.
Yeah. So some states do allow that. Some so make sure you know what kind of loans you're getting, because those are loan dependent in those states. So like a car loan in some states will lower your credit score once you finish.
Yep.
Overall, you'll be higher than when you started, but at the very end, you'll probably lose like 2-3 points. House loans, those will never affect your credit score negatively as long as you're paying. And then spend smart. Don't go out to eat every night.
But it's so nice to do it.
It is so nice. Like I don't go out to eat every night, Grant. I cook at home most of the time.
Okay. Like you actually cook?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's wild. Yeah, where
You're
you
today
can
years old when you realize someone else can cook at their own home.
Okay, Grant, I want you to go in that kitchen. You'll see a big metal box with probably 4 circles on it. Right? Maybe some more, maybe 5, maybe 6, depending on what kind of box you have. And those heat food. Right? Anything you put in a pan, it'll heat it. And if there's probably a door on it. If you open it and you put the food in there, that'll heat the food evenly from every side. It's
Is
pretty
this
cool.
like have something to do with the game, or is this?
It's like a game. Yeah. Picture in Sims when they're messing around with that box that opens.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, you can
All
play
right.
it in real
It's
life.
the oven.
And the more you use it, the higher your cooking skill goes.
I know how to use an oven.
I know. He's just saying that for everyone watching.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody have any healthy spending habits they do?
No, my healthy spending habits, I guess, for my girl who coupons like a beast.
Hey, that's yeah. I'm always like the couponer show. That stuff is so impressive. Where they can get like $1,000 worth of stuff and spend like
Yeah.
$3.
Yep.
That
Yeah, I know.
blows
I
my
know. It's
mind.
disgusting, and it's like a
So
30-minute to an hour wait to
it
like go
is
through everything.
so cool.
Yeah.
I do not have the patience or even the mentality to do that.
I don't either.
There's no way.
That's like plat or like upper tier like sweats and like League of Legends and stuff like that.
No, for sure. Yeah. So we're gonna go over the outline here. Credit, good if done right. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Saving, very important. Saving is the most important thing you can do with your money.
Okay.
It is more important to save money than to make good investments.
Interesting. Okay.
Investments can always go bad. Saved money, usually it's less likely. And start
Okay.
young. Start saving young. And then spend
I was 25, still an
spend
okay age.
spend properly.
Yeah, not like me.
Yep.
Grant
Grant,
is
no more e-transactions, okay?
eShops will ruin you.
They will. They really will.
You don't need
I
that
They
could give you
really
guys
will.
a
$10
number.
skin. Yes, it's $5. Yes, the skin's $5. But if you buy 100 different skins that are $5 over 2 years, that's $500.
Don't do the
Not that bad.
decision that don't
We're
make the
all guilty.
decision that I would have done
We're
of
all guilty
of
of
trying to
buying.
buy the boy's
I
skin
should
on
see my
Call of Duty.
Overwatch skins.
We're all guilty of buying useless skins on games we no longer play. And that's
Fine.
why they keep putting those market shops in the games,
Yep.
because they know we're gonna spend money for them, because it makes us feel unique when a million other people have those skins. We're not unique.
No, I'm the only one with it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that wraps that up. So we wanna. Any questions about financial stuff you want to ask me? Maybe I'll know the answer.
Grant, you got anything?
Nah. No.
Oh, and
I
commit
mean, he
tax
pretty.
fraud.
Got it.
No, don't do that. Well, I mean,
Don't actually do it.
technically speaking, 22% of the American population commits tax fraud every year, and 0.0001% of those 22% get caught. So, I mean, do what you want with that information. Um, I'm not recommending you commit tax fraud. I'm just sharing you the
Please
numbers.
don't.
Um, trying to help out the IRS here. You're welcome, IRS. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna share my gratitude tonight. I am grateful um, for my friends, for making me laugh, making me feel loved, asking me how I'm doing, and making life a little bit more worth living. A lot of it more worth living.
Good to hear, man. Manny, what about you, brother?
Honestly, I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful that I'm today is another day where I'm still breathing and I get to experience life and all its luxuries. I get to see you guys. I get to see, and people get to see us. I get to see my parents again. I get to walk. I get to breathe. I get to live my life. I get to eat. Grateful for all of that.
Yeah.
What about you, G?
Honestly, I'd have to say the same thing you said, just because it's been a rough time frame, and I've kind of like I don't know. I know with what I've been through, this is like not the worst it could be, not the best it could be. But it's nice to have those you care about with you, um, supporting you and backing you up. And it's always important. That's what we need, because we're human. So I'm grateful for that.
G, let me just say that we're grateful to see you alive and well and surviving, but I'll be even more grateful to see you back in the job because over there it's like I mean, it's all right. It's just without you, it's basically a crap show.
Thanks, man. That actually means a lot to me. Thanks.
Let me
Yeah,
just, I'm gonna go.
don't go crying on us. Just kidding.
I
I'm just
truly
gonna, I'm just.
appreciate you, man.
Hey, you are you. Let me. I'm gonna go so far as to say you are the smiley face in that damn depressing shit show. You are a ray of sunshine in that thunderstorm, and that's all. And that's all I'm gonna say. I appreciate you, man. I respect you. Thank you.
No, Grant,
Thank you.
you highly undersell yourself. I don't think you realize just how like amazing of a person you are. And it's
You guys are
hard to
probably right.
see. It's hard to to watch you be so self-destructive when I look at you, I see such a um loving, caring, funny, uh hot, uh
Who said that?
intelligent. I mean, I joke about you being dumb. Um but the things that you lack knowledge in, you more than make up with in other subjects. And your emotional intelligence, although never aimed towards yourself, unfortunately, is often and frequently fixated on those around you and making sure they're okay, which is something that many people don't care to do. Um,
Hmm.
and I think you need to give yourself some credit because you're a really awesome dude. All right,
Guys giving me a lot to think about.
good. Think about it.
You know what they say. You know what they say. Before you love other people, you gotta love yourself.
Oh my
That's
god.
what you need to start doing, bro.
Yeah, it's because when I went. Yeah, no, like it makes perfect sense. It's what I told my brother because my brother was trying to tell me that he needs to take care of everyone and like can't take care of himself with everything he's been through. And Jeremy knows a bit about it with my brother. Um, and I'm like, no, it's the complete opposite. You can never help someone until you understand what you need to
Yeah,
help within your own self.
you can never fully help someone. I mean, you can assist them.
Yeah, you
You can
can.
never truly help someone until um you yourself have been taken care of.
Yeah, yeah,
Mainly by yourself. All right.
yeah,
So, viewers, thank you for watching. I know that was a little heavy of an episode. A lot of
yeah,
important stuff, though. A lot of stuff that I really hope the world is able to hear.
yeah. Same here.
Um, it's such a we live in crazy times, and I hope and pray for people to start getting along people start
Same here.
living their lives
Absolutely would love that to happen.
like it will end, because our lives will end at some point. And I hope to look back and see, and not have many regrets. Everyone's gonna have some, but I hope the big things in life I do well. Hope I love hard. Hope I dream big. Insert cheesy over said line here.
Comma, dot, chameleon.
Etc. Miscellaneous.
Chameleon.
But really, I say it because I do feel it.
Yeah, I think what you're saying can be agreed upon and emulated by Manny and I in the same virtue. And, we love you guys, we appreciate you guys, and share this. Spread it. Like, comment,
if you saw
subscribe.
something you liked, please share it. Clip it. Post it on your own social media. Full permission to possibly make
Tell me
money
how
from
ugly I
our
am.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's fine with
And
me. I just want to
Yeah.
last but not least,
I
always remember that you're not alone in this. Thank you for watching us.
You're not.
And
I hope not.
we love you. Thank you for watching, taking the moment of your time of your lives to watch us talk about these things. We love you. Thank you.
Yeah, if anyone is struggling mentally, we do have the Chatterpod accounts all over the place.
Yeah.
Leave a comment that you need to talk to someone. I know everyone's like, "Oh, just message me," but that's not how that works anymore. You have to be following each other.
Oh yeah, if you leave a comment or whatever, please do. I will respond almost immediately. I
If
kid
you
you
leave a comment
not.
that says help or anything
I
along
will
the
get
lines of
on that
need
shit.
you, we will whoever sees it first will drop everything, and do our best to help you. Obviously, we're not trained medical professionals.
We're not. I am not. Nowhere
But
near.
we are
Not
here-
yet.
We are here to listen, and to share our experiences in any way that
So we
may help
can
you.
grow and work with each other and better each other.
All right, love you guys.
Love you
Like,
guys.
comment, subscribe.
Join us next time as we continue to explore thought-provoking discussions, inspiring growth, and celebrating the power of ideas. Thank you.